It's gonna be one of those Fan Fridays, isn't it? Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here. Some more Fan Friday battles, and we have a Cottonee this time. I mean, Cottonee is just as powerful as Whimsicott when you break it down. Like, you just prankster subseed, and if the opponent can't break through that, then they're going to have a really bad time. And that's my guess is, that you can still bring the Cottonee to the battle spot. If they don't have a Grass-type Pokemon or something that can, like, get through, you just win. So good job you, Cottonee. The level 1 Cottonee as well also has an even amount of hit points. That doesn't feel as effective as it should be. But then Altaria is going to come in, and that's going to be a Mega Altaria as Cottonee goes for the double team. Oh, I don't even know what this thing is anymore. I thought it was just going to be like Subseed shenanigans at the level 1. Just be like, yeah, I can do this because I'm never taking damage. But that's going to be the immediate miss into the Leech Seed. So fun stuff right there, as Flamethrower will connect from the Altaria. But I'm guessing if you're going with that confident of a setup, you're going to be able to pull off something. Oh no. Oh my good, guys. I just realized something. That's going to happen. And then Cottonee is going to get like all of its health back. Why are people not running the low-level Whimsicott for Subseed? I just realized this. That it doesn't heal you for 1/8 of your health, it heals you for 1/8 of their health. Which means if you're a low-level Pokemon with low amount of hit points, you're going to have like the infinite Substall. That, you know, the Subseed Whimsicott, the idea is that, okay, you're gaining like an 1/8 every turn or every 2 turns and stuff to like protect Substitute, and then they can't do anything to you. But with this Cottonee setup, you get a free double team inside of it, and then every time they miss, that means you get another double team, still have the Prankster Substitute, and then you're gaining all of your health back, so you don't ever have to worry about running out of health for the setup. Now, true, Whimsicott doesn't have to worry about that, especially if it has, like, leftovers or something, but I feel that this is actually more reliable, because ways that a lot of Whimsicott are built, or when they get into that Subseed, is that if it breaks, like if their whole Subseed rhythm gets disrupted, it's kind of going to get one shot anyways. So you're just replacing that, or like even like for the times it doesn't get one shot and can still like recover on the Subseed, that is pretty powerful on the Whimsicott, but at the same time, Cottonee has its own advantages by just not getting into that position in the first place. This is over. Like, look at the opponent's team. I'm pretty sure this is over. It gets the... So is this just the troll right here? That you lead... Actually, no, you don't even have to do... I'm trying to figure this one out. So, if you use Double Team once, and you have Focus Sash proccing, then that means it's on the opponent to miss 1 hit out of 2 with a Double Team. That's kind of on odds? Actually, I guess in that case you would double team. Because of the Prankster. So you get the evasion boost, say they didn't miss, like the Altaria on the first time, well then the second turn you use double team, so they have a +1/+2 turn, where they have an opportunity to miss, and then if they do, that's where you get Leech Seed. Except you also need, I think you need to Leech Seed on that first one. So that way, even if they do miss, or on the second turn, because if they do miss, that means Leech Seed is active, so you go up to full health, and then you can go for a substitute that way. This is a little filthy. Actually, no, this is more than just a little filthy, because you're threading in the double teams while gaining all of your health. This is like, it's not even Fear Whimsicott, because it doesn't get the Endeavor, but it's kind of like Fear Whimsicott. That's ridiculous. So the opponent's going for Toxic. That's not happening because you're always going to have that sub up before anything happens. And it gets Endeavor. Alright, it is Fear Whimsicott, Fear Cottonee. Fear level 1 Cottonee. I was wondering, like, wait, I thought Whimsicott got, like, Endeavor. We just never get the opportunity to see it. And now, actually, the battle isn't going to take forever. This thing closes out battles faster than the Whimsicott, because all you have to do is land the Leech Seed, and then Endeavor at that hit point range, and then they get one shot after that. So let's say you don't have Grass-type Pokemon. Or I guess a Dart type. Oh, man. Where was this last gen? Why didn't we see this last generation is the question. Oh, actually, no, you can't just, like, do it immediately, I guess. You do have to wait for an attack to miss because of all that double teams, but every time they miss and you get another double team, just makes it more likely to miss, and then get another double team, and then you just Endeavor it out. And even if they don't have sustain, you can just scumbag them because they'll go down in 8 or 9 turns. I wonder how the opponent feels right now. He's throwing out attacks, but I'm not seeing him gain any ground. He has to know that it's over. He just has to at this point. But yeah, so this can make the battles go faster. As kind of all there is to it. So, Dark-type Pokemon Grass. Because it's lame that the nerf to Prankster in the 7th generation. We didn't even see this in the 6th generation. This is probably viable in the 5th generation. What in the world? How have we not seen the FEAR Cottonee? That's like next level hate. Oh my goodness. So we just need Ampharos to finally miss a move. It's getting good odds right now with all the double teams that we've stacked up. Just kind of silliness right here. Yeah, you gotta get that sub going. So I guess it is gated by like running out of Substitute like any Whimsicott stall. But Substitute doesn't that have like a fairly insane amount of PP? Substitute. I guess technically something going for the Whimsicott. That if you have the Whimsicott, you can do Cotton Guard instead. And then that means if you get like if you catch the opponent going for a setup turn or something else where you can get a free Cotton Guard, then there's a chance a physical Pokemon won't break it. So, okay, Substitute only has max 16. But if they're missing hits, you can still get the Endeavor. Like, at the very least, this Cottonee's KOing one Pokemon, if not two, if not all three. And in the battle spot, you don't need to worry about any more PP because you just get it on the battle spot. So there's a lot of Pokemon that are like battle spot exclusive in the meta. And of course, actually, I'm happy now, taking down the shiny hacker. And then again, the more double teams you go for. So it's kind of like balancing when to go for the double team and when to take out the opponent. Because, you know, if you can get enough double teams, you don't have to worry about Substitute as often. So Sub's going to fade because Luster Purge does land. And then, actually, it doesn't even matter at the end because once you get the Leech Seed onto the opponent, you're pretty much set as well. So Luster Purge going to come in. Going to connect as well. And I feel like there has to be a range where Cottonee... What happens if Cottonee actually only has like 11 hit points while using Substitute? That'd be pretty interesting. So then Luster Purge comes in, Cottonee avoids the attack, and there we go. So it got that clutch avoid at the end. And it's probably running very low on Substitute as well. However, you can just have that sacrificial turn. Now that Latios is seated, you just go for the Endeavor anyways, even if this, like, even after it breaks. You know, you just throw out the Endeavor, get KO'd. Next Pokemon comes in, it like protects, then Latios dies. And then Cottonee goes back up to full health anyways. I'm just trying to think about everything about this. This is just crazy. Also, now I was about to say I was gonna wonder if using another, well, I guess the opponent just gave up because that Calm Mind just really cost him the battle right there. If there was any hope before then. So there's the Endeavor from the Cottonee, and that's going to be GG Ripperino. Level 1 Cottonee sweep, guys. FEAR Cottonee. I didn't even think that was possible. Wow. I was gonna say something about something, and that's just pretty insane. That's just pretty insane. Let's watch another battle and see what happens again. But yeah, with like Pokemon that are better for sweeping on the battle tree, you know, they just come in and then they can win off of that because they get the momentum quicker and then they have less things that can stop them. Because if the opponent just doesn't bring the one counter to that Pokemon, things get pretty bad. But also, you can read the opponent that if they want to bring the one counter they have to a Pokemon that's pretty devastating, then at the end of the day, you bring a Cottonee and you win. So, welcome to Pokemon, guys. I love it that you can still have fun, you can still find the shenanigans, and if it fails, you always have the out of, dude, I brought level 1 Cottonee. Come on, like, I started this battle 2v3. So there we go, Cottonee getting the early avoid. Again, doesn't need it. Could have avoided this next one, and the opponent is switching out into the Charizard. Yeah, like you can't do that. It's over. Like, if that double team misses, or if that double team causes a miss, it's over. Because how do you stop it? Now Cottonee has infinite sustain against one of the Pokemon, and then it just puts up the sub, and it just sits there until you miss again, which is going to happen at some point. 1 in 4 chance. It drops the accuracy to 75%, and then it just gets lower from there. But now, Cottonee has a free turn. Yeah, Substitute on Mega, cool. And, like, you can't do it. You can't give him a setup turn. You can't give him anything like that. Steel Wing comes in from Charizard. Interesting choice. But Sub's going to take damage, Sub is going to break, and then Cottonee's back at full health, and then 15 PP left on the Substitute. So just, that's it. Now we just wait and see until Charizard misses. Also, doesn't Steel Wing only have, like, it either has, like, really low base power for no reason, but I also thought it had, like, 95% accuracy for no reason as well, or 90%. So, like, technically adding that chance that you get the miss into the double team and stuff. And I got mad respect, just mad respect for that Endeavor. So Cottonee's going to take the hit, Sub is going to fade, and then Ooh, defense raise. You don't see that being used with Steel Wing that often. That's an interesting little tech right there. I thought that Charizard was like going to switch out, you know, Primarina, switch out on Charizard, come in, use a turn for Dragon Dance, and then Cottonee just wrecks everything from there. But this switch out turn also doesn't matter because true, you can switch out to try to slow down the Cottonee by like making it maybe PP stalling through the Leech Seed, but that's not how you break Subseed. Because okay, you switch out, and then if it's not on like, you have Prankster anyways, so you kind of have the advantage of when you need to use Substitute or when you can use something else. So if you're going on a switch out turn while the sub is still up, that means free double team. And then that means the odds of it missing are just going to get higher. So that's going to be Primarina now losing health. That's kind of thing. You're just kind of chipping away the opponent at different stages until things happen. So even if Cottonee runs out of Substitute, it's already done enough just shenanigans. Like, it'll put down more than 1 full hit points of health. The opponent, though, getting really lucky now, landing a lot of Ice Beams. I know you guys aren't here for just, like, the crazy slow stall. We probably, like, because it's Fan Friday submission, showing off this Endeavor Cottonee, we already know the guy wins. But I want to see how it breaks down. How many turns in this battle? 18 turns. We're at turn 8. So, yeah, it looks like it's based on luck. You know, the opponent could just come in, miss the first 2 hits, or like miss when a sub is already up or something, and then it's done. Like if there was 2 back-to-back misses, that Pokemon dies immediately, and that speeds up the pace of the game. If there's not back-to-back misses because the RNG kind of gets wonky, then bad things happen. But there we go, that's going to be a withdrawal turn while sub is already up, and that's where you get a free double team. So I don't know what the idea going into Altaria was there, and it's not a Mega Altaria because we already saw the Mega Charizard, and you can't really do much setup to do anything about that. So Cottonee now has the evasion, now has the Leech Seed going. And then once a move misses, you Leech Seed Endeavor, and that's going to be pretty bad. Altaria has Fly, though. You're just giving more turns to the Whimsicott. Or a Cottonee. I want to call it a Cottonee, or Whimsicott, because it's the same thing. And then your health is still being seeded while semi-invulnerable. So I don't know if he thought he would get away with that, but it doesn't work out that way. And then that's going to be the free Endeavor, and Altaria dies for that Fly. Huh. That's another thing I never understood. When someone like sees you doing some kind of setup and then they use a multi-stage turn, it's like, no, you're not helping yourself at all. You're not going to be doing more damage. You're doing less DPS and then giving me a free setup. Cool, thanks. Now Cottonee's going to get the Leech Seed onto the Charizard. Charizard's going to take that damage. And then it has a Steel Wing. So Charizard just throwing down that Steel Wing. It keeps landing too, which is kind of weird. I'm going to double check if Steel Wing has the accuracy miss or something, because I thought Steel Wing was just like an awkward move in general. No, it has a low base power compared to something like the Iron Head or even the Iron Tail. Yeah, it has 90% accuracy, so this Charizard's getting lucky. High amounts of PP and 10% of raising defense. What if it was 30%? That'd be really interesting if Steel Wing had like a 30% chance of raising defense. I'd see a few more Pokemon running that. Like, would you imagine Mandibuzz running that and then just getting defenses while also throwing down some fairy coverage as a dark type Pokemon? Kind of nuts. And then Primarina comes in. So Endeavor on the switch out turn. I don't even know what's going to happen now. Yeah, he just takes it. All right. So Leech Seed into that, gonna be the KO. On the turn, the sub breaks. Then you just resub and GG. Ooh, he tried to go for the Z move. But that's not gonna do anything. That's just gonna drag on this battle even more. Sorry that my commentary, like, isn't super hype. I already got all my hype out. When I realized what it was, it's like, how much else can you say about this? We're just gonna watch Primarina blow bubbles now. Hope you enjoy. It's like, yeah, this is one of the coolest things I don't understand how we haven't seen in 3 generations, no, 5th, 6th, 7th, and it's just epic fear. And it has all my favorite stuff too. It has Prankster Filth, and it has Evasion. What more could I want? And you can't, like that'd be interesting if Z moves punch through sub. I will go on a rant though. I feel that Z moves hitting through Evasion is one of the dumbest things ever, because Evasion has already been nerfed so much that I understand you only get 1 Z move per battle and be pretty chumpy if you missed it, but maybe doubling the accuracy? That way, if you do have enough evasion set up or something, it kind of makes it higher to miss. Or, like, not doubling the accuracy, but cutting the chance to miss in half or something. So now Charizard has the Inferno. Inferno misses. Cottonee lands that Leech Seed. And Charizard's either just going straight down to Leech Seed or also off of the Endeavor or something. Does take a little bit of extra on that turns. And then Dragon Claw doesn't affect Cottonee because it's Fairy typing. And it looks like that is going to be in the battle. So tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. I think FEAR Cottonee is absolutely insane. And I don't know why we haven't seen it anymore. Opponent forfeits. Fitting, and that's going to be GG. So I hope you guys enjoy the battle, and I'll see you in the next Fan Fridays.